Welcome back, everyone, to Pineleaf the Burglar. We are here with Auto Mode, who I hope is about to let us in to see the Reeve.
What brings you to these lands?
You have shown courage and kindness in your efforts, Petronella, but I still can't let you pass. What? All that work? Sigh. Hello there. You ain't gonna do in order to convince the guard to let me through.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Petronella, a moment. The kindness you have shown our people has come to the attention of Lady Tola, Lord Ingmar's new wife. She wishes to express her gratitude to you in person. Lord Ingmar's home is in the northern part of the city. Speak with Dormod, the door warden, and he will grant you access to Lady Tola. Well, I suppose that's a potential way of handling this. Maybe the wife could convince the Reeve to let me enter? Hello there, I have an appointment with Lady Tola.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
Ah, Petronella, Lady Tola awaits within. Please enter. Thank you, at least somebody will let me in. Here we are at the Reeves' house. We have a nice fireplace with spears and a shield there. The shutters are really nicely decorated. Everything nice and neat all there. Good. How's it look upstairs? I know she'll say, why are you looking at everything in here? So of course, a banner up here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people living here. Okay, we can assume that the Reeve and his wife is in... We has at least one son here. And of course, we have a second son who's in exile, Horn. So we have Ingbert, we have this, maybe his mother, and quite a number of beds there. Alright, I can't figure out who sleeps in all of them. Hello there!
Another lesson learned.
It always grabs me the way that they have Tolai here using the same voiceovers that they have for Edis up in Cliving, or I should say at the windmill near Cliving. Arya Petronella, a word of your kindness has come to me, and I desire to thank you. It's not often that strangers offer their aid, nor that they be offered hospitality in return. These days are dire. However, I confess, it was not to show your gratitude alone that I summoned you hither. Yeah? What else?
There is still much to learn.
Yes, you have no doubt learned that we are facing a siege by orcs from the Misty Mountains. Theoden, king, has decreed a ban on the hunting of orcs in Rohan, which my husband's father is rightly hesitant to break. Okay, this is not the Reeves' wife. This is the wife of the Reeves' elder son. Yes, of course. And nevertheless, Ingmar, my husband, desires to earn glory in battle and counsels his father to defend our lands by allowing him to lead an assault on the orcs. I fear that if he does this thing, he will not return, and I will be left a widow, only newly married. Ingmar's grandmother is Reeve Ingbert's chief counselor and speaks wisdom on behalf of Theoden's king's decree. Perhaps, if you speak with her, she can help to convince the Reeve of the wisdom of preparing our defense here in Aworth, rather than send my husband to meet the enemy in the open field. Will you do this? All right, then. Ingmar's wife sends me in order to speak with the Reeve and all the council, and she is hoping then that I can get permission to speak to the Reeve in that manner. I hope. Hello there. I've been asked by Ingmar's wife in order to speak with him.
Our mission is dire.
Hold! Did I say the Reeve was not to be disturbed? Yes, you did.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
You say that Lady Tola sent you to speak with Lady Goda. I will not then deny you entrance. However, be aware that there is a bitter debate within between Ingbert, Ingmar, and Goda. I do not recommend interrupting them unless you have a good reason to do so. If you still wish to enter, let me know and I will unlock the door. All right, let's go.
Ingmar, my husband, seeks to persuade his father to allow him to lead a force of men against the orcs who now threaten us, despite Theoden King's ban. I hope his grandmother, Lady Goda, may bring wisdom to the debate.
And here we are. Here is Ingbert, here is Ingmar, and here is Goda. Let's see how this goes. Can we come to an agreement on this matter? Is there no choice that will help us? I do not see how, my son. Surely Theoden King edicts does not extend to repelling invaders. This is madness. Perhaps we should ask the stranger's advice. I'm sure it could be eye-opening. Alright, well, a random stranger pops in, and they decided, let's see his point of view. But let's see if I can get this in full, because I missed most of that. Can we come to an agreement on this matter? Is there no choice that will satisfy all? I do not see how, my son. Theoden King has decreed a ban upon hunting orcs. Can we, in good conscience, disregard his commands? I mean, really, a ban on hunting orcs? I mean, really? Surely the edict did not extend to repelling invaders. It's madness. Yeah, alright. So what is this all about, not being allowed to kill orcs? I've been killing enough of them.
Our mission is dire.
You there! What's your name? Petronella, you say? You're a stranger here, so perhaps you might provide my father wiser counsels than either myself or my grandmother. Now, let's say they see me popping in like this. Alright, I look nothing like a Rohirrim. I'm about the size in their eyes to a child. Really? Yeah. And they're going to trust my judgment on this entire matter. They have never seen a hobbit. I know there are distant old stories on it, but that's what they are, distant old stories on it. And these people, if they ever see a hobbit, the first time they'll be is when they see Merry and Pippin, if they're out after the battles of Helm's Deeps. So yes, I'm not too sure I could see them particularly trusting a random hobbit that just pops in like this. But if that's what they want, that's what they want. Yes, Petronella, you're a stranger here, so perhaps you might provide my father wiser counsel than either myself or my grandmother. I believe the best defense of Eowyn against the coming siege is to attack the orcs directly and subvert the siege before it has begun. Do you not believe this to be the wise counsel? Well, based on past history, sounds reasonable. Do you see, father, even a stranger can see wisdom in my plan. Neither your grandmother nor I consent to this wisdom, Ingmar. Nevertheless, the king's will is clear. Indeed, my son, Theoden King is not to be denied. However, though you may not see it, I do not truly disagree with you, Ingmar. We are surely permitted to defend ourselves. Do you agree with that, stranger? Agree with what?
You have done well.
You haven't even seen what I've done yet. Yes, I... Sorry. Yeah, she obviously has the voice of Mildred. Yes. I do not deny that under ordinary circumstances, great glory might be won by attacking the foe, and perhaps the siege might be averted, but we are forbidden to attack the orcs by Theoden King himself. Really? The king came here and says, I do not allow you to attack orcs. Under such circumstances, would it not be treason to attack the orcs? Would it not be wiser counsel to fortify the city and prepare for a siege? I cannot be denied that we may defend ourselves against attack, for then we are not the hunters. What do you say? Well, that's okay. If we can defend ourselves because we won't be the hunters there, but if we attack the orcs, we are hunting orcs, therefore going against the king's decree. Well, you know who's going to be sent out to kill those orcs? The stranger who doesn't fall under the king's decree. That's what that's asking for. A dilemma to be certain, but not one without a solution. What do you say is true if we did not have to worry about the king's wrath? Enough! I can think no more of this. We will continue the discussion later. Right. If we did not have to worry about the outlying farms. Oh yes, what of them? Because the outlying farms, of course, will be all consumed. And all sorts of nasty things happening during a siege. Yes, what do you say?
What brings you to these lands?
I am more at odds with myself than ever. Arguments have been made on both causes, but I am still uncertain. Can you see no other options? Something tells me, send the random stranger to do it, like everybody else does. Before we go any further about this war discussion, I think it's time for Horn's homecoming.
You have come far from your home, and in the company of peculiar friends.
Yes, peculiar. An elf? A girl from the tribes of Dunland? What makes you think these could travel across the plains of Rohan? Or into proud Aelworth? No, give me no excuses. I know why you feel you have the right. My son Horn gave you permission, as if he can speak for my lands. The land last I knew, he was banished beyond the writings of Rohan, to stand guard on the great river, far away. Has Theoden King relented his command? Or, as I find more likely, has Horn simply flouted the king's command? I will not have it said that Ingbert, Reeve of the Entwarsh Vale, lacks the courtesies of hospitality. My steward, Leowulf, will prepare a meager feast for you. Speak to him while I speak with my son in private. My disapproval is not meant for the ears of strangers. Aha! I was wondering who Leowulf was. He is apparently the steward here. I guess that makes sense. Because I was wondering, of course, who would occupy the sixth bed. At first I thought was Leowulf another son. Obviously not, he's the steward. But then I remembered, of course, is that, as we're about to find out, actually, no, we've already been told that Ingbert has a daughter also. So perhaps the daughter also lives there. Hello?
I will show you to a comfortable room while the feast is prepared.
Alright, then we could go to the feast.
I have been too long away from home, but what welcome awaits me now?
No idea. I know the Reeve promised a meager feast, but this seems like a bounty to me. Aelworth is besieged by troubles, as are the other villages we have visited in the east of it. But still, this lord has the guests eat well. Alright, and we have Corridon here. And we have Inguth, who is the Reeve's daughter, and Horn here. And Reeve Ingbert. We have Nona here. Leowulf. Now, who's missing is Ingmar. Where's Ingmar in all this? Alright, I guess Ingmar's... Oh, of course! Ingmar will be... maybe he's dining with his wife or something like that. That's a possibility. Alright. Thanks for the hospitality, Reeve Ingbert. The food was delicious. You're welcome, Corridon. I was not certain that the elves would eat the food of my people. They're not as different from us as we thought, Father. None of my companions are. I did not ask for your opinion, Horn. When Theoden King sent you away, he did not send you far enough. Father! It is nothing, Inguth. Do not trouble yourself. No, I will not allow him to be rude to you, my brother. In my own hall I will speak as I wish. To my home he brings a wild woman, a blood foe of his own people. Do you desire battle? I will give it to you, old man. She threatens me? No, no, no. Oh, no. Father, listen to me. Nona was a boon companion. She's a mighty warrior, and I think that is enough for now, Horn. Respect your father's walls. The elf is wiser than you, Horn. He knows when to speak and when not to speak. Must each of my sons be so quick of temper? The four of you have traveled far. Did you hear any news of my beloved? These are tired from their journey, my daughter. They surely need rest. Who is your beloved? Oh, I'm betrothed to Theodred, the Prince of Rohan, who returns from his duties. We will be married. I think they will be ready to retire to their beds. Ingut, I will need not speak of this. Petronella, met the Prince of Forts a dozen long ago. Oh, what could you tell him? Did he look well? Well, now that's an awkward way to put it, seeing how I wasn't at the Forts of Isons. As you know, I skipped that bit. Of course, Horn interrupts me before I could speak. Prince Theodred, we'll be back to you soon, Inget. Let us think of other things. Yes, of course, Horn doesn't want Inget to know about this, apparently. Yes, that is enough. We'll speak of the prince later. No need to talk of that now. There's other matter which to speak. Yes, a very serious matter indeed. Yeah? You are my son, Horn, but you had a term of service to carry out in Stangard, and you've not completed it. You are here against the will of Theoden King. Father, I do not want to cause trouble for you or the people of Aworth. My song for the king may have been ill-conceived, but there was truth in it. He's been influenced by Grima Wormtongue. If only he had the strength to know. My loyalty is to the king at all times. I will not hear these treasons. Leowolf, the feast is over. See to the removal of the table and chairs. Yes, my lord. All right. There we go. So I need to speak with Ingith here, though not tell her well, I did hear the news from, I believe it was from the elf word, where I've heard the trouble, what happened to him. So I do know the fate. I just wasn't there to witness it. Yes, I would like to apologize for my father's words, Petronella. He speaks harshly because of the troubles of the Entwash Vale weigh heavily upon him, and he cares so much about his people. He wants to do what is right, but he worries that it is not enough. If only the will of the king were not so confused. It is hard to know what is best for Rohan. Will you listen to me? I'm no shield maiden. What would Prince Theodred say if he could hear me talk this way? Yeah, well, you do have to think about it, because based on her current knowledge, she needs to be able to think about what is good for Rohan. Because if Theodred survived, she would have been the most important advisor to the king, right? So, yes, obviously someone who would have to have some concept of what is right and wrong for the kingdom. But, of course, reluctant to speak out against the king. What do you say, Nona? Why did I come to this place, Petronella? My journey with you was to be of vengeance and victory. And instead, I encounter a complicated web of distrust and confusion. That girl does not know her beloved is dead, and none here wish her to know? Is that because they fear the truth will kill her? That her grief would be too much for her to bear? She should take the sadness and turn it to anger, and wield a sword against the orcs that slew her love. In other words, she wants her to become, she wants Ingbert to become a shield maiden, apparently. Yes, that is what I've done in memory of Wadu, and what I would do to avenge my love. To avenge! But his people and mine are enemies, Petronella. It's wrong to feel this way. You heard that old man. He will never accept that Nona, daughter of Suvaluch, could be anything but a foe. Has my fondness for Horn changed me? Has it made me weaker, more unsuspecting? Why can I no longer bring myself to hate the Horse Lords the same way they hate my people? I do not want to die in ambush, Petronella, as my brother did, but I fear I have been blinded. My heart has done it. I need some time to think. I think it's the first time I actually read that properly. Really? I don't think I've really read that thoroughly before. We will speak later, Petronella, but I thank you for holding your tongue. I have kept the sad tidings from the Forest of Eisen from my daughter. Until now, she is not ready yet to hear them. Not ready yet. The question is, when will she be ready? I think I could use some air, Petronella. Let us walk outside for a short while. Very well. Getting a nice breath of air? So, what did you think of my father, Petronella? That went about as well as I expected. No, it actually went better. Our last meeting, before I left for Stangard, was an icy one. My time away seems to have thawed him somewhat, if only slightly. I hadn't thought to keep Prince Theodred's death from my sister Inguth until it became clear that my father had not told her. But I think it's best for now. She was very much in love with him, and is lost. Well, it would not be an easy thing. It'll have to be known eventually, I guess. Look at this place, Petronella. Alright? Trust me when I tell you that it was not always like this. Alright? Many of the guards have turned to drink for solace against the great number of raiding orcs. There are not many children left in Earworth, but those that remain are afraid. Everything has changed. When I was young, these buildings seemed so much taller. Now they seem so small. I sang for years of the glory of Rohan. Was any of it true? No, you're right, Petronella. I'm being unfair. Earworth has suffered greatly at the hands of the orcs, and it is to regain the glory of Rohan that its people fight. Yes, my songs were not lies. Rohan was great, and will be again. It's just I have become fond of Nona, and I wanted my family to accept her for the same reasons I have. And I wanted her to feel less out of place here. I did not think she would have as much trouble fitting in here in Earworth, though perhaps I should have known better. Neither of us belong in Rohan, it seems. She and I are both outcasts. It does not seem to bother her the way it bothers me. Perhaps she can help me come to accept it. Thank you for the walk, Petronella. The fresh air has done me some good. And that was not exactly what I call the happiest of homecomings. And what will we do next? We have to find that out in the next episode of Piney Plays The Burglar.